Well, we played a solid first half, came out in the third quarter with absolutely nothing. Disorganized at both ends of the floor. That was obviously the difference in the game. 3 out of the 4 quarters we played well. And I thought that, Horford had a terrific game, but Jeff Teague controlled that game. From about the last 4 minutes of the second quarter all the way through the second half. And we couldn't keep him out of the paint. We couldn't control him in pick and rolls. And the majority of their shots came directly from him. So he had 12 assists. I think he had 3 at halftime. But our inability to both defend him, and keep him out of the paint, which led to the majority of their points. And then, we got Horford under control a little bit better in the second half. But it's disappointing, and, we need to be able to do a lot better than that.
What did you see out of Al in his return tonight?
Well, the one thing he showed, obviously, he hasn't, he's just trying to find his rhythm and everything. More than anything, he showed how competitive he is, which is one of his other strengths. He's out there. He's obviously not in great shape, and he played more minutes than I thought he would simply because we played better when he was on the floor. So we can do things better, obviously. We had some trouble at times because we're staring him down, it's tough. Guys aren't used to playing with post players anymore. That's not a good thing to do. The ball's got to move quickly. You got to be able to give him a look, move it to the other side, give him a second look. That's part of, obviously, the build-up of post-up play that we haven't been able to work on. That'll take some time. But, first night, obviously, was very good.
What were they doing different in that second half to make y'all get disorganized, especially on offense? Because you scored 54 in the first half.
Well, I think first of all, I thought we came out and we were flat, disorganized. The first 3 minutes of the second half, we butchered both ends of the floor in every possession. So, you got to play 4 quarters in this league. They're a good team. So we played a good half to be up 8, and then we came out with an entirely different mindset. And listen, let's face it, we have a good team. We can't be forget quarters off. We can't be taking 2 or 3 minutes off. We're not going to overwhelm people. We have to play well for 48 minutes.
Can you talk about McRoberts' performance? 19 points and 7 assists also.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. The thing is, to me, now he's not going to go every night, obviously that well from the 3, but he's just, he's a really good player. His decision making is quick and simple. It always makes sense. He's got the size to see over people, so he can make a lot of passes. And, he makes great decisions with the ball. So those things are every night. And then obviously when he shoots the ball well, then he's really good.
Kid Gilchrist got out to a hot start, but what was it in the second half? He only took 1 field goal attempt and it seemed like he didn't carry over.
Well, his energy dropped. Yeah, his energy dropped. And I think our team's energy dropped in the third quarter and the mistakes went up and they took advantage of it. So.
On the offensive side tonight, you had 7 players in double figures. Can you talk about that?
Well, in the first half, again, our ball movement was good. In the second half, we lacked energy. We didn't play a very good offensive game. We had 14 turnovers. They turned up the heat more in the second half. We had a good first half offensively. The third quarter, again, lacked energy. Again, we're not a team now. We're not a team that can just come down and throw it to somebody and they're going to score. We're going to have to play with energy. It's going to take effort every night on every possession. And if we do, then we have enough talent to play well. If we're not going to put a lot into it, it's not going to happen for us. It's just not.
With all that being said, you had that little stretch where y'all seemed to stay within 6, 8 points and just couldn't.
Yeah, we had a couple tough ones. Josh had a good drive that would have cut it to 4, right, that kind of rimmed out. Then Al had a good up and under he made, and that ball kind of hung on the rim, and that one went out. Those would have been 2 that cut it to 4. Right. And I think the closest we got was Josh hit the 3 to cut it to 5. So, but again, it's still, and this is before looking at the tape, which that's when you really know. The bottom line is we weren't ready to play in the third quarter. That was the difference in the game. To me, before I watched the film, Horford played well. We weren't ready to play in the third quarter, and Teague controlled a good part of the end of the second half and then second quarter and then the whole second half. That's my impression walking out of the arena. Good.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.